You know when to pivot as an entrepreneur. You're going through the motions every single day. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You don't know when to pivot. It's not working. Should I change it? Right. So in this video, I'm going to be talking through kind of my process. I've recently just had to make a pretty major pivot. And it's kind of frustrating because you spend all this time and effort onto certain things, and it's like, ah, man, I think I need to change this. It's not working, right? So we're going to talk about that. But before we do, let's talk about how these videos are going to work because I'm building my business in public daily with these videos. I'm on a mission here to make $10,000 a month. This is day 25. And in this video, again, we're going to talk about when to pivot as an entrepreneur. At least this is going to be my sort of thought through this. And I'd love to hear, from you guys in the comments. Have you ever had to pivot? Why did you have to pivot? What are you doing daily why do you think what you're doing now is going to get you to the place that you want to go in your business? And let's just talk it through as entrepreneurs in progress. And then maybe it's going to be I'll talk about things that I did in the business today. And then at the end, we're going to be looking at important things tracker. These are metrics that I am tracking in my business to see the progress that I'm making, right? So one of the reasons why I started this whole idea of pivoting is because so I have a personal finance business. And not that that necessarily matters for the purposes of this video, but personal finance, okay? Personal finance. I'm not going to be diving into the specifics, so if you don't have a personal finance channel like business, this is not a personal finance business channel, just to be very clear. I help people like save, pay debt, get confidence in their money decisions, etc. What I've noticed is that I was trying to sell to broke people. Tough. Really tough. Also, I was trying to sell a 0 to 1 transformation to people that probably were not going to do any sort of transformation. A 0 to 1 transformation is super hard. Now, I still make content that could inspire people to go from 0 to 1, but in terms of selling, I was trying to drag them off the couch, talk them through like all their mental hurdles that they have, and really at the end of the day, like it was a kind of a low ticket monthly recurring thing that I offered. So it's $64 a month, and again, I'm selling this to people that are trying to hold on near and dear their money to their chest, like oh my god, right, like they're nervous to get rid of money because they feel like they don't have enough. So like, man, this is just not working. And I run my communities on School, by the way. So this is my Dollar Discipline University community, helping people doing what I've just been talking about. So like, this is not working. So then a light bulb moment happened after I was getting some feedback from some people where they told me these things and more. And I was like, you guys are so right. I was like, I need to sell to a better audience. And this was tough because I started this community in November. I really started this business, and you don't know what that means. So we'll call it 10 months ago because depending on when you're watching this video. And I started the business side maybe like almost a year and a half ago, just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Okay. And I've been building up this community thinking that everyone that joins this community is a potential customer. And then when people aren't buying, it's like, well, why? Like, I didn't understand the connection, but they have all these mental hurdles. They have all these blocks. They have all these, like, again, like I can't give up $64. Like I need it to, pay off my debt. And it's like, oh my God. Like, so it's just really frustrating. So I'm not abandoning this because at the end of the day, I do believe that people should have the opportunity to improve their finances. Like I would love at the end of the day, at the end of my career, basically when I die, to be a part of the reason why the stats in America around personal finances have changed. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking through right now. But I needed to sell to a better audience. So who's a better audience? Well, people with money is a great audience, right? So it's like, well, who's going to have money? It's like, well, entrepreneurs have money. And not only do they have money, they are looking for opportunities to save time on stuff that they're terrible at or don't want to do, right? Because I'm thinking through this from my view as well, where it's like, what can I offload? What's like the easiest thing I can offload? So for right now, like in my life, for example, I just stopped going to the grocery store. I guess I pick up the groceries, but like someone else just shops for us and then we pick it up. And it costs us $4 for someone else to do shopping for us. It just like doesn't, like, why wouldn't we do that? $4. Like, how much do we value our time? Okay. So now what's the next thing? It's like, well, we have like a pretty big yard and it's very annoying and I do all the work outside. So we're looking into that, but that's a little more expensive. So we're trying to make that work, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, the point of the story is like all entrepreneurs have some sort of version of that where it's like, how do I get my time back to be able to be more valuable and work on tasks that are more valuable? So what I ended up doing was I had a second community that was actually for this YouTube channel just to create a network of entrepreneurs. But what I ended up doing was changing it to be called the Entrepreneur Cash Flow Lab. And essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just really trying to harp on the fact that, hey, maybe a lot of business owners hate their finances. I've been in the industry for over a decade, the finance industry, doing things like cash flow analysis, income statements for businesses doing like $1 million to $10 million a month, like private companies, publicly traded companies. Like I've done all this stuff, and I've actually helped a couple entrepreneurs doing this as well, where I'm like basically taking their financial transactions and turning them into a custom dashboard with things like cash flow analysis, with things like business income statement, personal income statement, customized budget based on how they've been spending their money, and whatever else they want. Because once you have the data, you can turn it into anything. And I literally am a nerd when it comes to this stuff, and I love it. But I know that entrepreneurs have money, and I know entrepreneurs there's going to be a large group of entrepreneurs that don't want to do the finance thing. Like as you're making more money or something like that, it's like, man, I'm spending like 4 to 8 hours a month on my finances. Like imagine if I could, whatever. So at the end of the day, I changed this community to be like a done for you service to kind of give entrepreneurs time back to remove something that is a friction item for them. So basically what I would do is like, hey, send me all your transactions at the end of the month. I'm going to update the dashboard. We're going to have a call about it. And then we can sort of readjust kind of your plans moving forward. Like, let's look at your cash. Let's see what you can realistically do in the next couple months, stuff like that. Right. And for some reason, this is very stupid, but I just started it at $9 a month. This is a tremendous amount of work for me. But every time someone joins, the price is literally going to go up $10. And I think it's going to end around somewhere like in the 200s per month. Just to be quite honest with you, it's a tremendous amount of work. But this is my shift. And I think this is going to be the thing that takes me out of this grind of like not having any progress with the business or anything like that. And to be quite honest with you, it's like a ladder movement up from this, because there are people in here, and I'm so stupid for not realizing this before, but like there are people in here that are struggling with their finances that also have a business. So they like the business feeds them the money in their life. The business feeds their personal, and they just the commingling of all the expenses and all the income. It's just like it's very hard for people to understand what's been going on. So it's like it's so silly. Like these people have money, they're generating income, and it just hasn't been working for them. So realistically, someone could join this free. It's just a different audience, right? This is like everyone, and this is going to just be for entrepreneurs, the Entrepreneur Cash Flow Lab. So this is just, again, something that I just started, and it was so stupid because it's just been sitting there for me this whole time of like, hey, I could actually make this work, right? Because the math behind this is pretty simple. It's pretty simple. If I'm trying to get to $10,000 a month, right? And if I end up at, let's say, $200 a month, how many people would I need for that? Well, this divided by this is I would just need 50 people paying me about $200 a month. Now, what's great about Skool is like this is a platform of 175,000 people that have like communities, for example, aka that have most likely businesses, even if it's like 100,000 of them that are making some sort of money. So even if I was to capture 10% of this, which is 17,500 people, imagine if I did 17.5 times $200 a month. Like that's $3.5 million a year. Like why couldn't I don't know where the comma thing is, but like why couldn't I do that? I think I definitely could. Right? And that's just like a done for you service. Now, I would have to probably have a team at that point. I would probably have to maybe have some AI automation stuff to help me like speed up the time a little bit and all this stuff. But why couldn't I get 50 people paying me, $200 a month, $10,000 a month? If I have that for many, many months in a row, like 3 to 6 months, I could probably quit my 9-to-5 job. So how do I get 50 people? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. But this channel this YouTube channel is basically dedicated towards the journey in my entrepreneurial journey, right? So this is me sharing that. And then I think if I just post a lot inside of Skool in different communities, like business owner communities, not to like push my thing. It's like, hey, come check out my thing, because that's bullshit. I think when people do that, it's so obvious and it's just like, get out of here. But how could I create value enough where people like check out my page and like, right, they'd go to like my profile and like, what's this? Right? Oh wow, oh cool, right? And then they would come check it out. That's how like the majority of the people that are in here, I think, just came from Skool, which is very surprising to me. I have a YouTube channel and also a Skool community, Skool, and that's all I use. That's the only platforms. And I think if I were to look at the data, which I think Skool's going to be sharing soon, I would be surprised to see that most people came from Skool. So that's kind of my plan here, to make $10,000 a month. Because if I looked at it the other way, when I'm trying to sell to broke people, so if I have $10,000 a month and I have this $64 thing, like that's going to be a lot more people that I need to sell, right? 156 people. And it's harder because these people, have less money. I made this way too small for you guys, but these people have less money and are more scared to spend it. And these people are like, I hate finances. Please do this for me. Like, shut up and take my money, right? Because this is the two people that I'm doing this for currently are in this phase where it's like, I need this to work. I just don't want to be the one to do it. Just shut up and like take my money is basically like what happened. It's like, I need to find more people like that. So that's the goal, guys. I'm pretty excited about it. So if you're interested and if you hate your finances, depending on when you're watching this, again, I'm going up $10 every time someone joins, just because the sheer volume of work that this is going to take me, and it's going to be annoying. The first few people that pay me, I'm going to feel like I'm like working for free essentially. But I just want to get the community up and going, get some testimonials and stuff like that up on the page. So that's why I'm doing it, just to get an easier people and easier commitments and stuff like that. So what did I do in the business today? Well, I haven't really done anything in the business today. It's super early, but this whole plan is what I've been working on the last few days, to be quite honest with you. So let's go to the important things tracker. Things that are important to me that I track every single day. So how much revenue did I make in the business today? I made $0. What about my YouTube channels? I have my Entrepreneurs in Progress, which has 6 subscribers, and dozens of people have seen my videos. And then if I go to my main YouTube channel, 786, great. Where am I? I'm over here, 786 and 6. And then my communities, the Entrepreneur Cashflow Lab has 4 members, and my Dollar Discipline University has 248. 248, 4 members. All right, so guys, if you're feeling the vibe of this Entrepreneur in Progress thing, let me know. Again, I really am curious to know, like, if you're somehow still watching this video 15 minutes in, I appreciate you. Let me know, have you had a time when you've had to pivot How hard was it? What did you pivot from? What are you doing now? What are your daily tasks that you think are going to get you to that goal eventually? I'd love to sort of chat about that, one entrepreneur to another. So let me know that, and I will see you tomorrow.